Hello everyone, this is a remake of my Robert Helenius video. As the last one, I had the fan on. It sounded like I was sat on a fucking 747. So yeah, Robert Helenius, I sparred him in 2016. He's a bit of a hot topic at the minute with his failed test, which surprised me. One of the real good blokes I've met in my time. But yeah, I got a call March 2016. He was about to fight Johan Duhaupas and I was about to fight Richard Towers, but I ended up boxing Jason Gavin. So I went to Helsinki, I think the first week in March 2016. Arrived in Helsinki, I think his dad drove us to the Olympic training base in Finland, which was much nicer than the Ukrainian Olympic training base where I sparred Usyk. Much nicer actually. But I'll come back to that because some very interesting food was provided. But yeah, sparring. There was 3 sparring partners: myself, Bogdan Dinu, who has boxed Dubois, Gerald Miller. Good fighter, Dinu, really good. I sparred him on the last day. And Gunnar Christensen, I think he was called. I think he's like 15-0 now. 15-0 maybe, yeah. So it was us 3. I was over there. My trainer and manager at the time was Steffi Bull. So we made our way over to Finland, settled in the training camp, and we sparred on the second day, the first full day. And Helenius was, I always said, for 2 or 3 rounds was the best I ever sparred. He's huge for one. He's absolutely huge. Very experienced, I think over 250 amateur fights. And on the first day, for the first 2.5, 3 rounds, I remember thinking, wow, this is another level. I've already sparred Fury, Joshua, Joyce. I sparred a lot of the top fighters at this point, but they probably wasn't quite at the peak yet. I know Fury beat Klitschko, but I'd not sparred him post Klitschko. Helenius for 2.5 rounds, I'm thinking, wow, this is the best I've ever been in with. And then he just fell into a hole. He was absolutely knackered. And I remember the 4th round, the first day, really got on top of him. And I thought, if we're doing 5, 6, and 7 here, you're not getting through it. So it's nice to talk about a spar with a top level fighter that I had some success in for once, as people keep telling me. But I don't like talking good about myself. But on this particular day, yeah, it was fantastic for 2.5, 3 rounds, and then he just completely disintegrated, really. It was weird. We then sparred again, rest day from sparring, and then I think the Wednesday sparred again. And this time I think we only did 3 rounds, which was an advantage to him. The one thing about Helenius is he can punch, you know. He's shown that all through his career, really. I know Wilder beat him in a round and Joshua knocked him out. But, you know, the Karanaki fight showed, as well as how good he was, but he was a frightening puncher. I've not been in with many bigger punchers. He was ultra relaxed. He had a fantastic jab, and for a big man, his feet were incredible. I think defensively, he was a bit too basic, you know. Just put his hands up. But I just think when someone holds their hands up, you know, that's a target for me, really. I know you're blocking your shots, but when an heavyweight's hitting you with 10-ounce gloves on, don't really matter if you're blocking them; they still hurt. So yeah, on the Wednesday, we only did 3 rounds. And again, he probably won the first 2.5 rounds, and then again just fell into a hole again. So much so on the Friday, he didn't spar on the Friday, I believe. I think he had a bit of a knock, he said, and I sparred Bogdan Dinu and the other fella. I think he was from Finland, the Christensen fella, and Dinu was good. Dinu was very good. He was neat and tidy. I didn't think him to be much of a puncher. Nothing flash, but just solid all around, really. Again, another one who you know, has had defeats when he steps up to a good level. But another really good operator, really solid. And the other fellow, I think, still undefeated in 2024, Christensen, I think he's called. Decent, yeah, I think I did 2 or 3 rounds of each. Decent fighter. But back to Helenius. Helenius then went on to watch Duhaupas maybe not long after I left Finland, and he got stopped, which was of no real surprise to me. I don't think he was fit. And I went on to watch Jason Gavin in one of the worst fights ever televised on Sky. So yeah, Finland was a bit of a mad experience. I lived off Rivitas all week. I didn't fancy eating reindeer and elk, and I think seal might have been on the menu. So I ate Rivitas all week. A lot of Rivitas, a lot of bread, and yeah, that's been my problem sparring away. Got a few more sparring trips, videos planned. Poland with Spielka, went to Marbella, sparring Sean Turner and a few other guys over there. But when I sparred away, food was always a problem for me. I went to Ukraine, lose a hell of a lot of weight when I sparred away. It's hard to believe because I've been morbidly obese in my time, but a very fussy eater. But yeah, lots of Rivitas, yeah. Couldn't leave the training base in Finland. It was thick with snow and it was absolutely freezing. So, you know, we spent most of the time in the room. There was a bit of a cafe area. And yeah, you know, sometimes the time goes slow when you're away. These Olympic training bases, Finland, the Ukrainian one I went to, time went really slow, you know, as opposed to my time in Poland. Because in Poland, I was 22. They gave me my money up front for sparring. I was up to all kinds of madness. So yeah, but that's my story about Robert Helenius. I am shocked with the failed drug test, as I really like the fella. I've seen him again in Cardiff when he boxed Dylan White. A real gentleman. But as I always say with drugs in sport, a lot of them are at it and some of them are my friends. And it don't mean that I'm not the friend because they failed the test, but I believe they all should be banned for life. So yeah, Robert Helenius, good fella. Didn't do his road work for the Duhaupas fight anyway, that's a definite.